Caitlyn is out minding her business. She out working on her golf swing at Michael Jordan's.
Okay, nasty work out there. So, a teammate of Paige Bueckers just decided to come out swinging at Caitlin Clark. Totally unprovoked. She went on social media and a podcast actually claiming that Paige has this killer instinct that Caitlyn supposedly doesn't now. That's a bold move from someone who's averaging, what, 7 points a game? Look, the backlash was immediate. The lies were super obvious. And the internet is absolutely making sure she regrets every single word. This is peak WNBA drama, right? Seriously, why do WNBA players keep using Caitlin Clark's name just for attention? She's literally out there minding her own business, not bothering anyone. Who do you got in this, Caitlin or Paige? I can talk about who we're even discussing here because context is key. We're talking about Luisa Geisel-Sater. She's a German center, plays for the Dallas Wings, and yep, she's Paige Bueckers' teammate. Now, Luisa thought it was a brilliant career move to go on a podcast, and then double down on Instagram just to criticize Caitlin Clark. This is a player who was a second-round pick back in 2020. Last season, she averaged 7 points and 5 rebounds. Those aren't terrible numbers, sure, but that's definitely not the resume of someone who should be out here trying to diminish what Caitlin Clark has accomplished. The player who pretty much saved the WNBA's relevance. Yet here we are again, watching another player who directly benefits from Caitlin's impact decide that public disrespect is the way to go. This one's ugly. Thank you for the opportunity to start Caitlin Clark with a Paige Bueckers. So, this little take here that she had sparked a lot of stuff on the line. She even carried on, and I believe she got in the comment section up. The whole situation, all those shots at Caitlin, it all kicked off on a podcast called The Journey. The host basically asked Luisa to pick between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. But here's the thing about those kinds of loaded questions. You can just politely decline to answer, or you can give a diplomatic response. You know, acknowledge both players' strengths without starting any drama. But apparently, that option didn't even cross Luisa's mind. Instead, she went full-on defense mode for Paige. And at the same time, she was taking all these shots at Caitlin. What's crazy is the podcast was in another language. Honestly, that might have been strategic. She probably figured American fans wouldn't even catch wind of what she was saying. Wrong. The internet finds everything, translates everything, and amplifies everything, especially when Caitlin Clark is involved. But Luisa didn't just stop at the podcast. Oh no, she took it to Instagram. And that's where this whole thing went from questionable to absolutely wild. When fans started pointing out that a big reason many people prefer Caitlin over Paige is Caitlin's undeniable killer instinct, that competitive edge that shows up in huge moments. Luisa just had to respond. And her response? Seriously, it was peak delusional. She wrote, and I'm quoting directly here, Caitlin Clark is definitely an important part of the revolution in women's basketball.